I am from Africa, and I was also used to seeing like other Africans. At first, it would get to me and be like, okay, why are there stairs?
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, I'm just different. I'm
You have to
unique
enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I meet friends and they feel like, I don't want to say scary, but they're like not that open. I realize that it's not because I am a foreigner. It's because sometimes I was saying I came from the US.
Ah.
And then another time I was saying I came from Rwanda. And then the reaction was very different because if you have a big dream, Korea is yours. But if you want to have a normal life and just chill and enjoy life, maybe you should find another place.
I think it's amazing. I think it's safe. I think there's so many experiences that you can go through. But I personally don't think that Korea is a great place to
Bringing Korea one slice closer to the world with extraordinary and fun toppings. Welcome to the Korean Pizza Club KPC. I'm your host, David Kim, and we have some special guests today from where?
Rwanda.
Rwanda. Okay. Yes, let's go and do introductions first. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Moses. I've been living in Korea for 8 years now, and I'm an entrepreneur and also
We're the same age, 94.
friend.
Friend.
So Korean, Anna.
I know, friend.
친구.
Yeah, and then we have Bella, a familiar face for Ramyun and Chill fans, yeah?
Hi guys, my name is Bella. I've lived in Korea for almost 5 years now.
Wow.
Oh, it's been long. Yeah. Yeah, and I was a student. I recently graduated and I'm taking a gap year, and I'm also a YouTuber, and yeah, follow my YouTube channel, Bella Lin.
Okay, Bella Lin. And the concept of a gap year is so refreshing to me because
It's
not a
not
lot of
common
Koreans
in
do it
Korea.
here. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy it to the fullest.
Yeah.
What's your plans? Like, are you going to travel or like what?
Yes, planning to travel in the summer, planning to go to Bali.
Bali.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah,
Lit.
excited for that.
Lit.
Okay, lit. And we have our regular Anna.
I'm a regular, Anna Lee on YouTube. I also own nalvashop.co. I source Korean clothes and accessories, so please go check it out. Also, I met Bella through, well, I knew her from before, but we produced Ramyun and Chill.
Can I be in season 2?
Oh, yeah, why not? Well, Moses, did you watch Ramyun and Chill?
Of course.
Oh, thank you. What do you think of Bella?
What did
Bella, she was the hottest. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, true. Every consensus. Yeah, right.
What did you think of like everyone, like the contestants, the general show?
Like there was like very open, and you can see the differences about the personalities and how people like are very different, how they proceed information, how they approach each other, and
That's what made it fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So
Raw.
I'm really happy that you guys watched Ramen and Chill. If you haven't, listeners, right now, go watch it right
You
now.
have to work it.
DKDKTV.
Yes, please. Okay, so let's go on into the actual episode. So today the topic is going to be thriving in Korea as an African and
Okay.
Rwandan in media, relationships, academics, all that sorts of stuff. It all applies to you guys, right? So
Sound fun.
yeah, sounds fun. So let me just go on with like personal stories first. So first of all, what motivated you to come to Korea and like live or pursue a career in the first place?
Ladies first.
Okay.
So for me, what motivated me to come was family. My father had been living here a very long time ago, like early 2000s. When my sisters grew older, they moved here and I stayed back home alone, and I really, really missed my sisters. So initially, I just came to Korea just to see my sisters.
Oh,
yeah, I was like, I
interesting.
just want to see my sisters. But when I came here, I fell in love with the place as well.
Oh,
Okay.
that's good.
May I ask what kind of business your father was in Korea?
He was actually, so this is interesting. He had a bar.
A bar.
Itaewon.
Wow.
What was it called?
Yeah, Jamaican. I don't know what it was called back then, but it was like a Jamaican kind. I was too little to know, but he would like come back with pictures of like his bar and
Oh,
stuff.
Wow.
And I remember when my sisters came to Korea, and even when I came, I went because now it's changed. It's a whole different bar, but the owner of the bar now remembers my dad. And they're like,
Oh.
oh, his name is John. And so you're
John.
John's daughter.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's so
Oh,
interesting.
I did not know this.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the pioneers of making Itaewon that global
Yeah,
place
yeah.
it is.
He would tell us about Itaewon, like when I was just a kid. It's like, Itaewon, it's
Oh
an
my
amazing
God.
place. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
I mean, we were there last night. Like, yeah, Anna.
I am hungover today.
Anna, she went home at 6:30.
No, I did not. Don't lie.
Yeah, I went home at 2, but yeah, I can tell you, Itaewon is a crazy place right now.
It must have been even more wild back then.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sure it
Mhm.
was even like when he came to Korea, he was doing like an Asian tour.
Mm.
But he came to Korea and he said, "I'm staying.
Oh.
Mm.
There's something about this place." Okay.
Okay, so basically you came because of your family,
Right,
and then you
right.
fell in love with the country.
Mhm.
Okay,
And
that's
then
cool.
you started studying.
Yeah, and then I
Yeah.
started studying.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
mm, mm, mm. Okay, and then you, Moses?
Oh, me, like when I was a kid, I was into IT first.
Oh.
IT.
Yeah.
You're a nerd.
Yeah,
at
over
that
lunch we
level.
were talking about AI and stuff for
Not
the whole
at that
time.
level, but I liked computers and like technology stuff.
Mhm.
So when I was, I think after graduating my high school,
Mhm.
I was planning to go to the US because there is my family there,
Okay.
my two sisters and my mother. But suddenly, I met with a Korean pastor in
Oh.
Rwanda. So
Mm.
she was like, "Do you know Korea?"
No.
And I remember that time, I knew Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
Trust
Only
the whole Gangnam
that
Style.
was my Korea
Okay.
image.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But after that, I was curious. I made the research about Korea, and then I found out it's very good in IT, very safe, very
Oh.
IT 강국.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, it can be fun. Let's try and see how it will go. And then I came here for just traveling maybe 3 months.
Mhm.
And when I arrived at Incheon,
Mhm.
I felt in love with the view,
In Incheon.
yeah,
That's pretty hard
know,
to.
There's
You know,
nothing there.
like in Korean when you say 도시적인,
city
but-
vibes.
yeah,
Urban.
and in Rwanda is a little bit like
different.
자연적,
Oh,
Nature, more
yeah.
nature vibes.
So,
yeah.
I like 도시적인. And
He likes
then-
the city.
So
Yeah,
like the
like-
ride from the airport to Seoul, and
To
you see like
Seoul.
all the
Ah.
buildings.
of the
Ah.
building, the water, and then I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, Han
that's my
River.
country.
Oh, okay, okay.
Wow.
And then now it's 8 years.
Okay.
How good is your Korean?
Oh,
잘해?
he's really good.
It's
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good.
나보다
He was on 대한외국인 and all that kind
아,
of stuff. Yeah,
진짜?
yeah, he's really good.
한국어는 자신 있어.
나보다 잘하는 거 아니야? What if he's better than
좀
me?
더 잘할 수 있어. He might be better.
잘
Yeah.
수도.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
But over lunch, we were talking about he recently came back from Rwanda,
Oh.
and you did like a Korean
TV
TV show there, and he showed like the host, like
Yeah.
gorillas and stuff. That's so that's on my bucket list.
It's
Oh.
a traveling show called 지금 우리나라는. It's a TVN
Oh.
show, like
Mhm.
traveling
That's so
show.
exciting.
We went in Rwanda and shoot some safari gorillas.
Oh,
I
and
would.
I
I want to
want-
do a safari so
I'm-
bad.
I
wanna
showed
do it
my
so bad.
country and I was very proud. So
Oh. Yeah, go check out that show, guys. Mhm,
지금 우리나라는 르완다 편.
Okay. So I guess you guys both said you fell in love with Korea, but I'm sure there would have been hardships, adapting to this
Of
society
course.
and challenges as well. Could you share one of them from your
I
side?
have many, but I will maybe say two. The first is 빨리빨리.
Ah,
I'm very pali kind
She
of
is.
person.
She is.
In Rwanda, we are very calm. Everything
Chill.
is slow. We are chilling. But here in Korea, oh my God.
Really, I enjoyed the pali pali culture of
Really?
Ah,
When
two
you
when
different
it comes
people.
to service, because in
Nah.
Rwanda the service can also be kind of like you can like if you're going to a restaurant, you know that
You have to wait an
you
hour.
know like you have to eat at home before going to the restaurant.
What?
Because you know that it's gonna take probably an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But in Korea, in 10 minutes, your food is there. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed the pali pali culture.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The next thing is the weather. You know,
Uh,
like usually when people think about Africa, they say it's
It's
very
hot.
hot,
Yeah.
but it's not hot in Rwanda. We have the best weather in the
Perfect.
world.
Oh,
so
really?
Wow.
It's like always like
Yeah.
spring weather
Whoa.
all year round.
no,
You don't have four
no
seasons?
supki, no humidity, and
Yeah.
very good.
So is it like that all year round? You don't
All
have.
year round.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm definitely going to travel to Africa whenever, like, within my 30s,
Oh.
of course. But, like, he sold me. Like, the first place I'm going to go to
Let's
is
go
Rwanda.
to Rwanda.
Yeah. He's been promoting Rwanda so much to me. Like, that's going to be my first step.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Could you
And-
adjust to the food well when you first came? Like food
That was
wise?
actually gonna be my hardest.
Okay.
Okay, go for it.
Go, Bella.
Yeah.
It was so hard adjusting to the food.
Yeah.
And actually, when I came to Korea, I gained a lot of weight because I was only eating like junk food,
Mm.
fast
like
food,
McDonald's.
Oh, no.
McDonald's and stuff. Because like it was so hard to adjust to the Korean food.
Yeah.
And some stuff were just like had unnecessary. They were just like unnecessarily like sweet. Like you have meat and then it's sweet, and I just like
Yeah.
why?
Like breads
Yeah,
and
garlic
everything.
bread, yeah.
Juicy, like you
Yeah.
know, like some things that, in my opinion, I didn't want them to be sweet. They were
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
sweet, so it was like really hard, and some things were just like overly spicy. And so
Mm.
I was only eating like takeout, like junk food,
Mm.
McDonald's and Burger King and stuff. But actually, after a year, I fell so in love with Korean food that like if I go to whenever I go like whenever I went to Vienna and I had to travel like take a train for like an hour 45 minutes just to go to a Korean restaurant.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
You're Korean at that point.
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys can't eat?
Oh, I
to
eat
this day.
everything.
진짜로? Like 닭발, chicken feet.
I love takbal.
Really? I can't eat chicken feet.
Really?
No, 진짜.
Bondegi.
Bondegi. I can't.
I can't eat bondegi.
I can't even go near that.
Yeah, it's so.
I tried once, but it was worse.
The
but-
smell is just gross. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So, you guys had challenges with pali pali and food and that kind of, it's adapting to any kind of society, right? So, what about in terms of like personal relationships and dating and that kind of stuff? A lot of foreigners get lonely here in Korea, right?
It's true. It's true that it's not easy to survive in a foreign country when you are alone.
So are you single right now?
Yes, I'm
He is
single
single.
and dating myself. So
Dating
Dating
yourself.
is-
I like that.
I like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
it's the best relationship ever. So
Uh.
I need to learn more about myself, what I love, what I like,
Oh, I
what I
love that.
want.
Mhm.
So
But any
it's-
like stories?
I had Korean girlfriends, but it was not that very different.
Mm-mm.
But one thing, the difference I can say
Mm.
is about like communication.
Oh,
When you
Texting
say
styles.
texting,
You don't even need to say that. Yeah.
yeah, texting is I don't know, it's very
So
crazy.
how often would what would they expect you to do in terms of texting?
At first,
Uh-huh.
like I don't know if I'm wrong, Bella will tell, but we don't text that much
Yeah.
in Rwanda.
Yeah.
When you're in a relationship, it's
Yeah.
like in the morning, a simple call,
Yeah.
hi, and then
In the evening.
maybe in the evening
Yeah,
or
yeah.
in the I don't know 2 or 3. It's
Yeah,
just like that. But
Mm.
I remember she sent me a message in the morning, and then I didn't reply. Maybe
Oh
till
no! Why did you do that? I can
Why
already see it
didn't
coming.
you?
Oh no!
And then at the afternoon, she called like,
Wait,
"Why are you?"
wait. She sent you a message in the morning. You didn't reply, and then you waited until the afternoon.
He's
I
on
was
it.
busy.
This is a nightmare. My blood is boiling already. What?
I was busy, and then
Hey,
she,
you have 30 seconds of your time to literally get out. I'm just sorry. I'm
He's
being the
just-
typical
Yeah,
Korean.
he's
Yeah.
being the Korean girl.
yeah. So in the afternoon, she called me like, "Why are you ignoring me?" And I was like, "Really? How?
Yeah.
I sent you a message," and I'm like, "I'm busy."
Okay.
So yeah, that's gonna
Yeah,
be
this
a
is very
but-
different.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Constant communication is
Yeah.
a must, basically, in
Yeah.
Korea. What
And
about
what about you, Bella?
Yeah.
How's your relationship been?
for the past 5 years?
Oh.
Dating. Yeah, for the past 5 years,
Oh,
dating.
that's a lot. But yeah, so when it comes to friendships or like platonic relationships, I never had a problem with that. I always had a lot of friends around me and I have my family. So when it comes to dating, probably have been on a lot of horrible first dates.
Oh.
Do tell, share some of these. Some
No
To
horror-
hear
worst.
that,
What happened on these first dates?
Let me think of an incident. So okay, so this one was because of me. So I went on a first date with a guy so we were at Gangnam, and then it was actually raining. So when I was growing up, like, cause I was raised in South Africa, and I always used to get embarrassed for like this. So many, like, I was so clumsy, and I always used to fall down. Like, I was just like always, and so I really wanted to leave that life behind me. I'm like, I'm coming to Korea. I'm gonna be the it girl, no clumsiness, live my best life. And so I go on a first date with this guy, and it's in Gangnam, and so it's raining. So we don't want to cross, cause like you can go underground, right, to cross the road.
Yes.
So we don't want to cross the road in the rain.
Yeah.
Because none of us had umbrellas. So we're like, let's cross the road underground. Like, so we go down the stairs. And then I don't know, my foot I slipped.
Oh,
and
no.
I was in like a
Oh my
short dress.
God.
And I was like,
Oh no!
until the
Don't
bottom.
laugh, Anna.
It's
It was
funny.
horrible.
Oh my-
and then my date was just like, he didn't even like run after me and be like, oh no. He was just like, and then I was until the bottom. And then he still took some time to process it. He was still like,
you didn't go in the hospital.
I was like trying to stand up, and he's still like, and then like I think it clicked, and then he came running, and I was like,
Was he Korean?
Dude,
Yeah, he was
like, what
okay,
took
okay.
you so long?
Yeah,
What
what the
took
hell
you
took you
so
so long?
Yeah.
and so I was like, I'm gonna leave this embarrassment behind me, and literally like I squeezed him, and I was like, bye.
Bye.
That was
It's
it.
not going
you left. You left.
That's a legit reason, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was too embarrassed to continue
Oh
the day.
no, Bella, no.
I squeezed him. I'm like, it's been nice. Bye.
Hey Anna, imagine you roll downstairs and your date is just staring there and not.
No, but he came, right?
Like after, I could have been dead by the time he came.
Okay.
I was like, it's been nice.
It was a Korean dude, probably.
It was a Korean.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have
Yeah.
been like, please buy me drinks so I can forget this pain.
I know. Yeah. Oh, that's horrible. Okay, but I'm
Bella,
sure
you-
you have like good relationships, right?
Yeah, now you're
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm in a relationship right now.
Mhm.
Hey.
Wait, you need to clarify that it's not Dan.
It's not Dan. It is not Dan from Ramyun and
It's
Chill.
not Dan from Ramyun and
You know, like that post he posted with that, like, you
The
know,
ring.
proposal.
Yeah.
proposal.
ring,
Some people actually bought that.
Yeah,
Some,
my
I
yeah.
God.
I got a lot of DMs saying like, "Girl, have some standard, have some self-respect." I knew you were. I knew it. I knew you were gonna say, like, have some self-respect after everything. I was
OMG.
like, no, that was just a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Calm
Yeah.
down.
People these days they just believe anything. Yeah, but I'm glad that you're in a happy relationship now
I
after
am.
Ramyun and Chill. You deserved better. As the producer of the show, I agree.
Yeah.
We were both producers, and in the control room when we saw the results, we're like, "What is
Yeah.
happening?"
It's going-
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Unpredictable.
I was
Yeah.
surprised. Like,
We were all
Yeah,
surprised.
he's very
what's wrong with you,
spontaneous.
dude?
Okay. Well, if you want to understand the context, go watch Ramyun and
Go
Chill,
watch
guys.
it.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. Next question. So, could you share any of your accomplishments or milestones you have achieved in Korea that you're proud of, or you're still working on, and that kind of stuff?
Okay. So let me start with some of the TV shows that I've been to. First of all,
Actually, Moses is a very famous person here.
in 2020, there was this show called Also 한국 처음이지.
Oh, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
show.
It's very well
I
known.
invited my three high school friend. They came to Korea for 1 week and visit Korea, and it was the best time ever to
Mhm.
see my friends and enjoy Korea.
I always wondered with this show, do they film you 24/7? Like, do they have cameras on you like the whole time? Or-
Yes and no, because it's 5 day shoot.
Oh, it's long.
Like
5 days.
first 2 days, and then one you rest, and the next 2 days and you rest, and the last one when you're going to the
Oh,
back
okay.
home.
I'm
Okay.
so curious because this show actually contacted me.
Oh.
They emailed me this week. So
Mm.
yeah.
This
Oh.
week.
Yeah.
You should do it
Oh,
better.
so you would do Rwanda or South Africa?
I'm down to do both.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
Proud.
whichever has like people that are willing to come through.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, it was the first time my friend to see snow. So
Oh, snow. They
Yeah.
came in during
it
during the
was
winter.
crazy. They
Winter.
came during the winter, and it's guys, you have to watch it. They are fun,
I'm
very
sure they
funny.
are.
It was the best.
So it was
Memory ever.
very worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, so
really
that
worth it.
was your like first ever TV program,
Yeah.
and then it snowballed from there. And
Yes.
now, so what kind of other TV shows have you been
There
on?
was the other one last year for Pekjeon class.
Oh,
So I was very proud to meet Pekjeon 선생님.
He's like the Gordon Ramsay of Korea, but
Yeah.
not as mean, but he's
Yeah.
the as well as known as
the
Gordon
guy
Ramsay.
next door, like who lives next door,
Yeah,
Gordon
yeah.
Ramsay.
Yeah, yeah.
I have done that show like 8 months, and I gained like 10 kilos because of eating Pekjeon food, and it was amazing. It was fun, and I learned a lot.
But yeah, okay, Bella, could you share some of your accomplishments?
Some of my accomplishments. First off, I graduated, which to me was a huge accomplishment. Yay! 'Cause
Hey, congratulations. Very
Congratulations.
recent, right?
very recent.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it was a long 4 years, and I graduated. I was very excited.
What did
'cause
you study?
I studied business administration, international trade.
Okay,
Oh,
tough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the money reside, where the money's at. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, and one thing that was really one of my most like proudest moments in Korea is so I went to a summit in I think 2020 at Yonsei University. And at that summit, they were like just getting like, you know, students to talk about like, so it was basically called the GEEFF summit, which is like about like the SDGs and stuff like that, UN.
I don't know what you're
Okay,
talking about.
sustainable development goals.
Whoa.
It's stuff to make the world a better place.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Please
Okay.
make the world better place.
Yes. So at that conference they were just like interviewing a bunch of like college students what they think is like a global citizen and things like that, and they interviewed me, which is like they took me a little video, and the person who took my video, she was so impressed with my answer.
Oh.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit, and she was like, "Oh," and she was working for Ban Ki-moon at that time.
Ban
Oh,
Ki-moon.
wow.
Yeah.
The ex general
UN
secretary
Of the
General.
Yeah, of
UN,
UN.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was working for him at that time, and she was so impressed with my answer, and so she was like, "Would you like to meet Ban Ki-moon?" I was like, "Oh, wait, what?" And so I first talked to one of the like CEOs of the Ban Ki-moon Center,
Mhm.
Wow.
and we had a really good conversation, and then before I knew it, they emailed me and like they were like, "Okay, there's an opportunity for you to be a scholar
Oh.
and go
Mm.
to Vienna and go attend like several conferences and stuff like
Wow.
that."
Vienna, HQ of UN.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so basically months down the line, and then I had to apply as well because they like, you know, there's so many youth leaders around the world, and there was like a number of selection. I think there were 5 of us in the whole world that they had
Wow.
to select.
Oh.
Yeah, and I had to apply, and I went through rounds of applications, and finally I got it, and I became a scholar that year.
Wow.
And it was amazing. I went to the forum, and then actually I don't know, I spoke a lot that they actually invited me to actually have like the closing speech, like the closing poem.
Oh my
And that
God.
was so big.
Wow.
That was so big, and we even had like a lot of brainstorming sessions, and I like presented to the former Vienna president at
Oh my
that time.
God.
And yeah, that was it all felt like it was a dream. It didn't feel real, and I was just like, "Oh my God, how did this happen?" I just went to Yonsei University for a conference,
Yeah.
and then I got all these opportunities. So that was definitely the like biggest moment of my life.
Wow. Very proud.
That's
Yeah.
very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I recall that your aspiring goal in the future is to become
Right.
like in politics or international
Organizations.
politics. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Could you tell us more about that? Like, what do you want to do in like the next 10 years?
In the next 10 years, I really want to see myself having my own NGO for
Wow.
women in underdeveloping countries. When I was in high school, I started a club because I really, really wanted to do that ever since I was young. So I started a club in my high school called Glow, Girls Light Our World. And it actually and this was just to inspire young girls that were younger than me, because I was a senior at that time,
Mm-hmm.
to work hard and stuff like that, and just chase their goals, and just not only think that the end goal in life is just to get married and settle down, but to have a vision for yourself and to work hard and achieve that. And that is actually that club that I started was the reason why I was selected to go to Vienna.
Wow, I
Oh.
like
And
that.
so yeah, in the next 10 years I would want that to become a whole international
Yeah.
organization and come to life.
Okay.
Glow has to
Glow.
come to Korea as well.
Glow has to grow. Yeah, Glow has to,
Glow
come
has to grow.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So we have Rwandan ambassadors, media
Yeah.
personalities, global leaders here. This is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
The panel I can get.
Exactly.
I'm
Call us after 10 years again.
okay. I'll be like that level of a podcast at
Yeah.
then too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
let's
be-
get it. Let's
Mhm.
get
I'll
it.
be interviewing, you guys.
He's
and-
the Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Of Korea. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That is amazing. So going back to Moses about the media industry or entertainment,
Yes.
you've been in specifically the Korean ones,
Yeah.
right? What did you notice that is unique there? Or what kind of stories do you have about working in Korean media?
I think they prepare
Mhm.
very good, and you can consider it as over preparing, because they script everything,
Mhm.
and then everything is organized at the point that you know how to place this cup and when to move it. And I was like, really? Do you need to do that?
Okay.
But-
So
very
they
meticulous.
micromanage
Mm.
is what you mean.
Very good. And
Isn't that suffocating sometimes?
yes, but the good part is when you go off the script,
Mhm.
it's also okay.
Mm.
But before, they show you everything, they tell you what they want, what you have to follow,
Mhm.
the steps, everything, and it's very good to be in that environment, because you feel like, oh, I know what to do.
Can
And-
I ask you something?
Okay.
What is your MBTI?
Suddenly?
Of course, such an Anna
갑자기?
question.
This is very
guess.
Korean.
Let's guess. Take a guess. Isn't that what you're asking? Because you have something in mind?
Yes, definitely.
P?
No.
No, J?
Yes.
Okay.
He said he's a tech guy.
So?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
What does that have to
I don't,
do
I
with
don't
it? How is
understand
that?
MBTI, so my bad. Sorry.
It's ENFJ.
ENFJ.
Ah.
Oh, we're very okay. I'm ENTJ.
Me too,
Oh.
ENTJ.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I don't know what that is.
So most of your experiences in media have been positive.
Yes, that's
Okay.
been positive.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
How,
so-
how is it to meet all these celebrities?
To be honest, it's same. We just hi, 안녕하세요, 사진, take a picture, and then
Picture.
it's okay, and then that's all.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
But you never really grown a personal, close relationship to them because they're busy and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Probably.
yeah, busy. But
Okay.
but when I maybe send a message to Baekjeon, he
Mhm.
replied, and
Oh.
I'm very happy.
Okay,
Oh.
so I'm gonna use Moses to get the Baekjeon on
On here?
KPC. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we have a cooking studio there too. So yeah.
Okay.
So Bella has been on a somewhat Korean production show, Ramyun and Chill, aka, and you've been on other YouTube channels as well too,
Right.
for
Creative
interviews.
A creative dad.
Yeah. So how was that experience? You're trying to become a media personality too, from what I
Right.
understand, right?
You're
So
right.
yeah, what's your experience in that, and what's your plan?
So my experience, it's also always been positive. I feel like working for you guys, your production on Ramyun and Chill, I had such a fun time, and even with Creative Den. So I just my thing is just say what's on my mind and be myself, and I feel like the production team always has a good way of bringing what I say out and stuff. So I like the fact that it's always, like he said, it's very even though things don't go as planned sometimes, the initial plan, the production is always very meticulous, which sometimes other countries. Like it could be too laid back and too chillax, but
Yeah.
it's a Korean thing. To
It
be
is a very Korean thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
meticulous and on top of everything. So when the production on their point is doing that, then the person in front of the camera feels comfortable to just be themselves and say whatever that they want. So it's also been a pretty positive experience for me as well.
And I think it would be extra positive for you because I've seen all the comments of course, for my show and for Creative Den as well. And Korean people seem to love you.
Oh,
You know? Like,
I think it's because they can just feel your like energy and
Yeah.
your just good vibes.
Yeah.
Good vibes.
and you know, Koreans are all about visuals. And they're like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah.
Bella, 너무 예쁘다.
Yeah.
And like,
She
all
looks
that.
like a doll.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I feel so flattered. I was actually I was a bit worried about the Creative Den thing because I know most of his viewers are
Korean
Mhm.
viewers.
Yeah, so I even told him, I was like, oh, I'm a bit worried. And she's like, no, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then when I saw the reviews and the comments, it was so
Yeah.
positive and so
Yeah.
nice. I felt, it's very flattering and heartwarming. And I'm
Yeah.
glad that I can be perceived in the way that.
Yeah, and I've also watched Tiffany's, and they also reacted to Tiffany's really nicely.
Mm,
Yeah, so we casted the right people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Great casting.
Thank you. Okay. So we've heard a little bit about like your careers and activities here in Korea. Sounds very positive so far. So in terms of personal growth and cross-cultural understanding, how has living in Korea influenced your personal growth and development?
For me, I'm like I like to challenge. Korea is a very good
Intense,
place. Yeah,
competitive society.
Intense society for you to learn
Yeah.
how to challenge
Right.
yourself. So, a short story. My first 3 months learning Korean language,
Mhm.
I was like, no,
It's impossible.
I'm not going to do this.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
impossible.
going to do this.
Yeah.
Why am I here?
Yeah.
In Rwanda, we speak French, English, and
Mm.
Kinyarwanda. So I had this mind that if I can speak 3 languages,
Yeah, it'll be
Korean,
fine.
Yeah.
Korean,
Yeah.
so it will be okay.
Yeah.
But like my first, I don't know, 3 months or 3 weeks,
Mm.
I went to the teacher and I was like, I'm going back. I'm
Aw.
going home.
Oh no.
This is not my thing.
Yeah.
And then my teacher like pulled me in the office by hand and then sit down. And she was like, Moses, this experience or how you're feeling right now, everyone went through this.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a Korean.
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
I have an episode about
Yeah.
this, but keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after finishing that conversation, she said, like the last word, when you go home, try to find a TV show called 비정상회담. That's the only thing I remembered for the 1 hour conversation. And when I found out that those guys
Yeah.
The
are
panel.
foreigners
Yeah.
and
that speak perfect
speaking
English. Korean.
Korean and
Yeah.
representing the country. Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mhm.
And then I was like, is there anyone who speak Korean from Rwanda?
Mm.
And I realized that no one. So I have to be the one.
Okay.
So that really motivated you.
Yeah,
Motivated
it's
you.
motivated me. And then from that time, all the stress, I will not do it. I want to go home. It just fades
Oh.
away.
So, what kind of advice could you give to people who want to learn Korean? Like, what is the best ways like you studied and learned?
Guys, you have to understand that learning the language is take time, and it's better to focus on listening because our brain is like a printer. When you want to print out something, you have to enter something.
Mm.
So you cannot speak or you cannot learn or know the language if you don't have enough information in the
Yeah.
in the brain. So listen more. I don't know if you like music. Listen music. If you like drama is the best. Worked for me. But like sitting down and writing in the book,
Yeah.
to be honest, it doesn't work.
Right,
but
right.
of course it's work, but it's not that fast as how you want.
Right.
So
What
that's my
most
advice.
most foreigners who come to Korea say that like the time in Ohakdang, they learn way more after Ohakdang than
Yeah,
like
that's
when they're
true.
in Ohakdang because
Yeah, that's true.
most of the things that you learn, you don't use it much
Yeah.
outside. You learn more from friends or shows or stuff like
yeah,
that.
actually talking to
Actually
people.
talking to
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, like I learned half of my Japanese watching anime.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
And
That's true.
I saw so many comments around the world saying that they learned shibai from Squid Game
Yeah.
because of the
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
but that kind of stuff, you know,
Yeah.
if you repetitively watch the content, you get gather with your friends and talk, you know,
Yeah.
you'll pick it up and it'll be easier.
and
But
and another thing I want to add, Korea is a place of opportunity, but you have to know how to find the opportunities, and you have to be the person who knows how to grab opportunity when you see one. So you need some preparation and you need to be ready. If you are a person who like to work hard, or person who have a vision or a dream or want to do something, Korea is the best place.
oh.
But if you are lazy, yeah, you can leave. It doesn't matter. I respect everyone,
Yeah.
but no judgment. So what I want to say, it's one of the best place when you can have an idea and then fight for it and become a thing.
In that point, I wanted to like go back to some of our comments in our channels. A lot of people, especially I think Americans, say that like I would never survive in Korea. I don't want to live in Korea.
Yeah.
I don't like that culture. You know, it's like that would drive me crazy. No wonder there's like high suicide rate because of mental health and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think if you have the mindset like Moses,
Yeah.
like he switched that, he converted that, even if it's intense, if you turn that, if you actually use that to your advantage and put more effort into it, you can actually gain more outcome from it. So that's what Korea is, and I think you put it in the right way.
Yeah,
so
like
there are pros and cons.
Yeah, I can say it's what you focus on.
Yeah.
So there is always good part and bad part, and the life is about what you focus on. So
Perception, yes.
Yeah, if you focus on how Korean society is challenging, is tough, is very crazy, hard to survive, then that's what you will get. But if you focus on, oh, it's a challenging society, but
bring it on.
there is also a lot of opportunities. So what are the opportunities? So what do I have to do to get that opportunities? And that if that become your focus, then you will see a lot of opportunities. So yeah,
great advice. Okay, so on to Bella. So how has Korea influenced your personal growth and development so far?
Being independent in itself forces you to grow up.
Yeah.
Korea is the place where I came and like started being independent and like working and living for myself as an adult. And I do like the fact that Korea did give me a safe space to grow up, especially as a woman, because I was also raised in South Africa, and sometimes it cannot be the safest of places for women, especially young women. And Korea, it gives you a thick skin.
Thick skin.
That's true.
It gives you a thick skin, definitely. It's a place where you challenge yourself.
Yeah.
I am from Africa, and I was also used to seeing like other Africans, so I like being different. I like being the unique one.
That's true.
Yeah, you know, like at first it would get to me and be like, okay, why are there stairs?
Yeah.
Why is this like why? But now it's like, okay, I'm just different.
You have to enjoy.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, another angle now.
Yeah, so these two people have different mindsets from like those people that are afraid, that they're intimidated, that they're the odd one out. And, you know,
this is also just personality difference.
Yeah. So it's very challenging indeed for a foreigner to come to Korea, because like 90% of the people are all Korean and you're the different looking person. But
they are looking at you. Oh, you have to enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Yeah.
You want a picture?
So I feel like people would want to hear about why you said Korea makes you have a thick skin. They always want to hear like the horror stories.
The horror stories.
The bad stories.
The bad stories. I feel like, especially because I was in school, so school can be really competitive. Yeah, and because Korea is competitive in general.
Yeah.
Perfect grades is extra
That's
competitive.
stressful, yeah.
That's stressful. Yeah, and I think also when it comes to, well, I was blessed to have really good friends, but when it comes to relationships,
yes.
Okay.
relationship, yeah, dating in Korea was.
Spill the tea.
Okay, go on,
She's
go
filtering.
on.
She's processing. Wait for it. Yeah, yeah.
Processing. Well, there are good and bad dates everywhere.
And you dated both Korean guys and just other
Yeah,
Western guys.
Western
yeah,
guys
yeah,
as well. And like I feel like when I was dating Korean guys, I had to filter myself out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not being exactly who I normally am. And also there's just like a lot of weird
Guys.
yeah, a
Weird
lot of
guys.
weird
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
out
yeah.
there. Yeah, there's just a lot of weird guys and a lot of weird situations, and then because of that I had to learn, okay, like there was a time I was like, I'm not even going to meet any guy because I'm like, this is now it's creepy, you know. Yeah.
Oh, in what way?
Like for
She's digging.
I'm digging.
She's
People want to know.
Yeah.
She's digging. Like one time I went on a date with a guy. He used to work for Webtoon, so he was a character designer at Webtoon, and so I thought that was very like artistic of him and stuff like that. But it was just the most awkward first date.
Why?
Why?
What did he do?
It was just weird.
In what way? What
Like,
did he do?
He seemed like he had like issues. Like he was just staring at me the whole time, like staring
Into your soul.
like into my soul, like seriously. And then I was so like weirded out by the date. I'm like, oh, I have to go somewhere. Like I made my friend call me and I say like I had to go somewhere. And then he's like, okay. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna like take the bus. He's like, okay, I'll come with you. What? No, thank you. And he's like, okay, fine. Then I'll just like get you to the stop. I'm like, okay. Gets me to the stop. And then like when I'm going in, he follows. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, my
That's
place is on
weird.
the way as well. And I'm like, you never mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like very creepy, and I've had like some creepy encounters. So I literally learned how to be like, you know, when it comes to very strong when it comes to like meeting the opposite sex and stuff like that. Whereas before, especially when I was back home, more like, oh, okay, because it's normal,
Yeah.
go on dates, we either become friends or something like that. But here you have to be quite strict
Yeah.
when it comes to meeting a guy. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, you standing out and people staring at you and like meeting guys that might be creepy, and then you have to like, you know, be a little bit protective. That's made you thick skin.
Yeah, also like of course there are challenges just like being independent and you know like here things like you have to show up and show out. Like Korea is like along with the pali culture, like you always have to show up and show out. So I've learned to be more responsible.
Right.
Responsible when it comes to like work or anything, because you always have to show up and show out, no excuses.
Yeah.
You have to
So
deliver.
It's taught me a lot of discipline,
Uh-huh.
and also along with like spiritual growth. Like I also went through a whole weight transformation, like because you know Korean food is so much more healthier. Yeah, and so I learned to take much more care of my body and be much more healthy here in Korea as well.
That's really relevant, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely Korean food is healthy. I promote you to try a lot of it.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get some bibimbap.
That's
Moses and I had some Korean food right before this.
Yeah.
I was like,
you
yeah.
didn't go to Seoul Lista.
No. I was like, what are you craving? And he was like, 한식.
Of course.
Korean.
That was his first answer. So we
Yeah.
had some like sundubu and bossam together. So that was nice.
Yep.
But yeah, go get some Korean food, get healthy, and come to Korea, challenge yourself,
That's
and grow as a person. Yeah, it's a place that helps you grow, I
Yeah.
think, overall.
And I want to add something, like when you come or go in another country, it's better to understand that there will be difference and different understanding. People are different culture. And if you think like this and someone else has a different opinion, that's not the problem. It's just you need to understand, oh, there's another perspective.
Perspective,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Basically,
the
be
people.
open-minded.
Just have an open
Open-minded.
mind. Yeah.
That's
This is
true.
the same in relationships too.
Yeah.
If you're stubborn and you refuse to change, then you're
Yeah.
gonna have issues.
Right.
You're gonna
Yeah.
struggle. You're gonna
Open-minded.
Yeah.
struggle.
But don't say on your Tinder profile that you're
Yeah,
open-minded.
not Korean F-boy open-minded.
Yeah,
Not-
yeah, that word open-minded
Yeah.
is misinterpreted a
Yeah.
lot.
a
So
lot.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to mention that.
I made it in the most wholesome way.
yeah, be open-minded, but never say that you're open-minded.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a fun fact. So I just want to wrap up the episode now by some fun questions.
Okay.
So what has been your favorite thing in Korea so far?
First of all, is the country is very convenient.
Convenient.
So I'm an
Yeah.
IT guy. So when I have my phone and my Wi-Fi, I can do anything.
Yeah, I think partly for me too, the convenience of everything.
Convenience, the
And
transport.
yeah.
Guys, you know already, but Korea is very safe. So
Yeah.
it's a good selling point.
Okay, okay. And Bella, what has been your favorite thing?
The food, friends that I made. I made so many amazing friends in Korea. Like just hanging out with friends, partying safely, like all those things. Like I don't take that for granted. And I think like I just made like the best tribe, the best friends here. And just hanging out with them is always a fun time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And about Korea's culture, what have you learned from Korean culture?
You know, in Korea we have this chong.
Jong.
So it's like I remember when I was in Korean language school and
Yeah.
going to the subway, always like 할머니 was giving me some sweets, and they're like, "아이고 고생이 많다."
Aww.
So
Yeah.
the concept of Tong is like basically humanity. Like you
Yeah.
look out for other people. It's just like kindness, acts of kindness, without even if you don't know them at all.
Yeah.
So that's point was a very good point.
Yeah.
And-
But one
But
thing though,
isn't- yeah.
one thing though, you may accept candies from harmonies, but if random strangers in general
Yeah.
hand you out candy or drinks, don't accept that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially these days.
Yeah. From
Yeah.
harmonies, it might be okay.
Yeah.
Grandmas. Yeah.
Okay. And then also, like being a foreigner, I'm different.
Mhm.
I'm different, but of course, sometimes what I realize sometimes is when I meet friends and they feel like I don't want to say scary, but they're like not that open.
They're a bit anxious, nervous.
Yeah, I realize that it's not because I am a foreigner. It's because they think they cannot speak English, and then
Yeah, it's
they
a
are
lot more to do
scary.
with them. Yeah.
Yeah. When I start to speak in Korean, they're like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
they start to approach, and I was like, it's not that I'm a foreigner, it's because they
Language
think.
barrier.
I think
yeah,
most of the time it's because of the language.
Yeah,
Yeah.
language
Yeah.
barrier.
yeah. So guys, learn Korean, and then you will have a lot of friends, and they will be very open and very friendly.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also I think it needs to go like vice versa as well, because Korean people tend to be too afraid of speaking English when they're actually like they can communicate, they can say basic stuff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're all like, "Oh, my pronunciation's not so good," and they
And we are okay. If
Yeah,
if
they-
you're wrong, it's okay. I was very wrong when I was learning
yeah,
Korean.
So it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that like almost all Koreans, they spend years in an English hagwon learning English.
Yeah.
They do know like how to like do the basic communicate, but
Yeah.
they're a bit shy
Mhm.
Yeah.
to
Right,
So-
right. So anything you've learned from Korean culture, Bella?
anything I've learned from Korean culture.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the respect of all of people.
Mhm.
I like that people are very respectful towards each other.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot about Korean culture because I actually used to be a tour guide.
Oh.
Yeah, like 3 years back. So I
Wow.
used to guide Koreans about the palaces and everything.
Really?
Yeah, like I know all the 5 palaces.
Wow.
Changdeokgung, Changnyeonggung,
She might know more than us, David.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know like everything about like all the
Uh.
palaces and all the museums
Oh,
and the folk art
really?
museums. And
So you
stuff
did this
like
in
that.
English?
Yeah, I
to
did this in
Korean
English,
people?
to Korean people,
Oh.
like 3 years back. I learned so much about Korean history, and I think it's a very interesting history. I learned so much about like kings and stuff like. So I think it's beautiful. beautiful. I think they have Korea has a beautiful history, and I just like the respect factor that people have and how people respect each other's like personal space and stuff like that, and boundaries. Yeah, nunchi. Koreans, like, they know when to, you know, they have like nunchi, so I like that.
There are pros in reading the room. One of the last questions. So have you noticed any changes in perception of Africans in general or Rwanda since living in Korea?
Compared to like a few years ago and now, there is this scene of and wave of music that is coming up. So Afro beats and Amapiano, that is African and South African music that is really coming up, and the biggest stars are coming from Africa these days and coming from Nigeria and stuff like that. So this new wave of Afro beats that is really becoming very popular, and like you find like Nigerian artists collaborating with the biggest artists in Hollywood and stuff like that. And thanks to TikTok and social media, there is definitely a change in perception. People are opening up more, and they're so much more curious. You find there are a lot of like Korean dance crews that dance to like Afro beats and Amapiano, and they're like African dance groups. And I actually went to an event at in Hongdae, and it was an Africa Day event, and it was full, like to the brim, like there was no breathing space, and all these Koreans were like performing African dances that I didn't know, and they were dancing to like Afro beats and Amapiano even better than I could ever. So I think because of this wave of music, definitely there has been a change in perception, and the culture is up. There's more diversity.
Yeah, it's similar to how K-pop has traveled around the world, and people know more about Korea.
Right.
Yeah, social media, the growth of everything has just been, it just connects everyone.
It connects
worldwide.
Globalization.
Yeah.
I want to mention something. Now it has changed, but like 4 years ago, I had like an experiment when I go out and meet my friend or I go in the parties. When Koreans ask me, "Where are you from?" It was very surprising how the reaction was different, because sometimes I was saying I came from the US. And then another time I was saying I came from Rwanda. And then the reaction was very different, because every time I said US, it seems they're interested. But when I said Rwanda, they was like, "Oh yeah, yakan."
Because they just probably didn't know anything about
So that time it felt weird. I didn't understand at that time. But now, because as she said, Africa is going viral now, so it doesn't matter. Like,
I don't think you need to take that personally, because I had that all the time when I was living in the UK. Some people don't know anything about Asia. And I was like, if I'm from Korea, they're like, oh, like they just literally didn't have anything to say, because they just don't know anything about it.
They're trying to prepare a conversation, but when they hear the country and you're trying
they have nothing.
It's like about the US, you can say a lot of stuff.
Because everyone knows
like
the
US culture and stuff. But I guess that's changing nowadays, because people like for myself as well, I want to travel to Africa so bad, but I'm just like not able to have like the money and the time and everything. It's on everyone's bucket list right now. So okay. Lastly, would you recommend your fellow Africans to live in Korea? What are some points would you like to advise or tell them to be cautious about living in Korea as well?
So guys, if you have a big dream, Korea is yours. But if you want to have a normal life and just chill and enjoy life, maybe you should find another place.
He says capitalist society.
This is the
you
brutal
hustle,
truth.
you get left behind.
I like that. He's not sugarcoating. He's like, "Oh, Korea's nice. Come here." It's like, if you're not up to it, don't come.
Well, for me, I feel like Korea is a great place as a foreigner to live when you're young, in your 20s. I think it's amazing. I think it's safe. I think there's so many experiences that you can go through. But I personally don't think that Korea is a great place to start a family and settle down, especially as a foreigner, because it's quite harder, and it's a very competitive society to bring your foreign child into. I would not recommend them to come with an intent of like building a family and stuff. I mean, some people do that, but I think it's a great place to live when you're still young and just want to experience the world and experience Korea. But when it's time to settle down, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, even for us, even
Hard
local
for Korean
Koreans.
kids to grow up, but
Yeah,
for
we
foreign
want
kids,
our
it's even
kids
harder. Yeah.
to
Right,
go to
right.
America and grow up and get
Yeah, yeah.
education there. It's
Yeah,
I
I wouldn't
cannot
recommend.
put my kid through that
Exactly,
education
exactly.
system again. So
Exactly.
that's a valid point. And also for foreigners, Korea is still homogenous. It's a progressing country about like multiculturalism and diversity. So in the beginning phases, you'll be very uncomfortable at some times. But yeah, maybe in the future when it gets more accepting. Nowadays, Korea is pushing and advocating, supporting a lot of multiculturalism.
International marriages, they're
Yes.
giving loads of benefits
Yes,
to people who
yes.
do international
Really?
marriages.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Actually, if you're an
that's it.
international couple, like married with a Korean or something,
Yeah.
in Korea, you get like the highest rank on getting a house.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
Wait, I had no idea.
Apparently this is a
a
thing.
lot
yeah.
of benefits.
So they want to encourage international marriages because
Oh.
Korea is like the ones getting married. all
Korea is
this-
diminishing. Like
I need to
so-
find the wife, so
yeah.
get those benefits.
Yeah, get all those
benefits.
benefits.
I'm open to DMs.
They're open.
So speaking of DMs, perfect way to end. So plug in your DMs and socials, everything. Yeah.
Oh, so you can search Rwanda Mose.
Rwanda Mose.
Yeah,
You
in-
really
in-
are the
Very
ambassador.
patriotic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go follow him there. And Bella?
I am Lin with 5 underscores, but Lin, you'll find me.
I'll
Your
put it here.
IG is hard because when
hard.
people put so many underscores, but you're not exactly because it shows up as one line.
right.
You should
5.
consider changing your.
I think I should.
As my social media advice to you, you should change
Yeah.
it to something that is like easy for people to. Because
Right.
it's just literally one line.
It's one. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So well, right now during this shooting, it's Lin with 5 underscores, and my YouTube channel is Bella Lin.
Yeah.
Okay. Go check that out and follow it. And Anna, you want to?
JY Anna Lee on
Okay.
Instagram
There you
and
go.
Anna Lee on YouTube.
There you go. Okay. So thank you for joining us in the Korean Pizza Club today. Very.
Yes, it was fun.
Yeah, very delightful conversation we had. And also go check out Rwanda and South
Sure.
Africa and Africa as well. And
Yep.
come to Korea.
Yep.
Travel the whole world. That's what we have a goal for Korean Pizza Club, like cultural exchanges.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to support the podcast, please go check out patreon.com/Korean Pizza Club. Really helps me go on. And
Give
yeah.
it a 5-star rating.
5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the platforms out there. So
Okay.
subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.